I'm really proud of our team today. Those of you that don't know anything about us, we signed 10 new kids this fall. In the last year and a half, we've graduated. After this spring, we'll have graduated 8 young ladies in 2 years. We'll have an APR score this year of roughly 1,000. And signing 10 kids is quite an accomplishment. And the reason I start out by talking about that is I think that basketball will take care of itself. We've won 3 of our last 4 home games. We've battled back from 9, and now we were down 11 in the second half in this game. And we just started figuring it out. With 10 newcomers, we're one of the most inexperienced teams in the country. But I've also been there before. At Central Arkansas, we had the youngest team in the country and the biggest turnaround in the country. And huge credit to our kids because they figured out how to. We started to close out a couple games, and I think the future is bright. We have 3 seniors, and I'm so happy that they get to see another day of basketball.
We'll open up for questions.
Playing Florida Atlantic, you're going to have to defend the 3. I think you defended more of them than any team in the history of this tournament.
Yeah, and we did it with zone. It's kind of an interesting deal. It's taken us, we're playing zone, and we've done that about the last 10 games, and that's a little bit unconventional. At my previous stint, we held teams to like 52 points per game playing man. But with the personnel that we have and the conglomeration, the melting pot that we have of personnel of kids that we did recruit and kids that we didn't recruit, we felt like it gave us the best chance to win, and we kind of sold out to it. And that's why you can see the latter part of our conference play has been better than the front half, is because we know what our game plan. It's taken me a while. I love the personality of this team. It's my favorite personality of a team that I've ever had. But it's taken me a while to figure out what our basketball personality was, and no matter what defense you play, I think that's the personality that we want to see, and that's the competitive personality that Marshall University is looking for in student athletes, and I'm glad to be a part of that.
When you were able to get the ball inside to her and Chelsea, that was a big factor.
Yeah, we were going to focus on that, and we've kind of sold out to that a little bit too. Yeah. They have a high field goal percentage, and they're very effective, very efficient when we get the ball to them. But that's part of figuring that part out too. I mean, it's been both ends, and it's been I think if you look at our record, if you go back to the beginning of the year, I don't think we're a sub 500 ball club. We've lost some because we didn't know how to win. I mean, you talk about Indiana State, we were up 20 with 8 minutes to go. Morehead State, we were up 11 with 8 minutes to go. Eastern Kentucky, we were up 9. UAB, we were up, who we played, who's a really good team. We had Southern Miss on the road that we were fighting up against. Navy, a 3-time NCAA tournament team, beat us 4. And we've dealt with adversity all year. Adversity's going to hit. I mean, we've been without Chica. We were without Chica for a month. Her father passed away, and she had to leave the country to celebrate the life of her father. And so we've never been able to get into a rotation or a feel for what's going on. So I'm happy that we've started kind of figuring that out. Now, will that lead to better results? I don't know, but that'll take care of itself. That's just trying to outscore somebody, and I'm not into outscoring somebody. I'm trying to help them win, both on and off the floor.
Did y'all bring the ladder?
We didn't bring the ladder. The ladder is at home, and
you go send for it?
We might can get that done. We might can get budget approval to get that done. We just got the thumbs up. So if the gold ladder is waiting. And I told the kids, we had Derek Wittenberg Skype with the kids earlier in the year. Yeah, he Skyped with the kids earlier in the year because we talked about Val Vanel's team that won the NCAA tournament and all the adversity that they went through. And so I'm really excited that last night I'm sitting in a hotel room, and I'll be dogged if NC State's not playing Wake Forest in an overtime game. And I thought it was perfect. I thought it was eerie. And I don't know if it was foreshadowing or not, but I'm happy with the result that we got today. But I'm more pleased than the result with how we approached it. We didn't have anybody say anything to an official. Nobody overreacted. We just were resilient in our effort and our demeanor, and we didn't yield at the sight of adversity.
You could talk about how this motivates you to keep winning more games.
This is actually the first time since I've been here that we've made it past the first round, so it's a big motivation for me. That makes me believe that we can go all the way and actually win this thing.
we'll start with the first stop and the first score against UAB though before we get to talking about all the.
What was the difference today in the game, especially in the second half?
Just a consistent effort. That's all. We just stuck to it. Like before, we didn't know how to close out games, and now we're finally understanding what it takes to close out a game. So we're gradually getting there.
They were able to extend the lead a few times, and you guys didn't back down today. What was the mentality there? Or did Coach say anything to you guys in particular?
He just told us to play hard, because when adversity hits, you just have to keep going. So as long as we keep going, we'll be all right.
We've dealt with adversity all year. I mean, we've had injuries and practice times, and there are times that we don't have the ability to have everybody at practice because of class schedules and things like that. So we're very comfortable in adverse situations, unfortunately, and so today was no surprise to us. Tomorrow will be no surprise to us. We've seen it just about all. We've had a 15-hour bus trip. We drove back and played Charlotte on no days practice. We didn't practice for 2 days, and then beat Charlotte at home. So we've seen about everything you can see on the basketball floor.
Anything else?
This is the hardest team in the conference to rebound against, Florida Atlantic, just because they've been taking so long ones.
Well, and they spread it, so they're getting running starts. And the zone is typically hard to rebound out of, as is. But we drew up a defense in the dirt and to make our late push. And I told our staff the game was tied, and there's 3:51 left. I said, listen, we're fixing to do something a little unconventional, but we're fixing to try and win this game. And our kids, we put Cheek up top of the zone and Chelsea up top of the zone, and we were able to close out the game and be resilient enough to come out on top today. Now we got to move on to tomorrow.
That was just to get a little more the size factor.
Well, and the way they were spreading the floor, because they are so small, they spread it and drive it and kick it and shoot it. Mm-hmm. And they hit 23s their last game out. I don't know how many they hit today. 9.
40, 50.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like we did a pretty good job considering they hit 23s their last game out.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.